And then we got the beautiful Svetlana for all of our Russian friends all over the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is almost game time. We are so pumped. We good? Here, you want to close? All right, so if I could get a thumbs up from all of the translators, we're good to go? Thumbs up, Maria, Svetlana, Maria, you're good, okay? Lenny, you're good? And it's your turn, perfect.
Svetlana, make sure that you unmute.
You guys can hear me?
Okay, so you guys hold on one second. Guys. So one last thing for all of our translators, if you could hit record on your side, it will actually record the entire presentation as you're translating it, and we want to get that copy as well. So if you could do that, that'd be very helpful. Give me a thumbs up when you guys have that done. Perfect. I see Svetlana, Captain John, you good? Record. Maria, are you good? Record. And Zuli, are you good? You can't.
Oh,
Okay. They're not good.
Because translating.
So just hit the record button at the bottom for you guys, and then that way it'll record from your language. Noah. Love it.
You're having way too much.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hold on just a second.
Okay. We'll get you guys all permission to record. This is why we do this. We want a very, very clean event here. For all of our friends and guests watching, you're like, man, what is going on? I'm seeing you guys are taking over the internet, social media channels. We appreciate you jumping on here. We're just making sure all of the technical things are out of the way. This is such a historical, monumental day that we do not want to leave anyone out, and we want to make sure that we do this right. So just bear with us, guys. If you were launching something that you knew that could change the lives of millions of people, I think you would understand why we're doing this. So we just want to make sure that we're all ready to go.
Okay, everybody should now. Yep, everybody's. Well,
Thumbs up.
Are you?
We're all good? You guys can all record? All right.
I feel like we're on a movie production set. We need one of those,
Give me
Yeah.
30 seconds to share to the groups. Joey.
30 seconds countdown. Hello, everyone. We'll let the translators and we'll do our best to slow down today. And while Jen's doing that, she's gonna give us a thumbs up, and then we'll officially start this historical day. And you guys fired up? Anybody fired up back here?
Just about this much.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So we just want to say hello to everybody, state to state.
Hello. Look at that. We're about to hit 450.
Border to border, all over the world. Yeah, let's hit next milestone 500 live, middle of the day. Some of you in the evening.
Yeah, especially here in the United States, right? It's the middle of the workday. 450.
And now it's going into all of the groups. So literally tens of thousands of people will now start to see this as well. So we're going to, man, it's gonna be awesome. Now I'm getting fired up.
Yeah.
I get to talk about this amazing dude here.
That's right.
So awesome. All right, Jen, just give us a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay. And so coast to coast, border to border, guys, last minute messages. We have this being translated once again. If you're from Turkey, a Turkish language, and you're going, hey, I don't see Turkish, click German. And I know Captain John will keep telling you and reminding all of you that are jumping on. We've got Russian as well. We've got French. We've got Spanish. And Corey and I, we do love. That's our other language. So, all the time. But we're going to have some fun today. This is a historical day. And once we get the thumbs up, we're going to rock this thing out.
Jen? I know she's working.
So, Captain John, you have a question? Oh,
Yeah.
he's got a question. So Jen, you. Captain John, are you have a question? So Jen will help you.
Is Jen talking to him?
All right.
Why is it so fuzzy? Yeah, I know.
I think yeah,
It's getting fuzzy.
because you think this light coming on?
Do you want to try my camera lens?
All good.
It's right there.
Can we try it? It's probably pretty fast. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna check something real quick.
You're gonna have to do it. You gotta squeeze in the back. Right there, UHD. Yep. Oh,
Yeah. We need to move
Yeah.
the kitchen.
Just gotta slide that table.
Can you make it like a smaller view or something?
Alex, move out of it. You gotta push it all the way against it. And actually, you could actually push it this way, and it'll.
No. You sure?
Dude, for sure.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in the shot.
Yeah, it's not. So see it now. Much better. Much better.
Ah, it's dark.
Hey guys, just sit tight with us real quick. We're just trying to get to make sure our camera is as crisp as we can. There we go. I think that just did it.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's much better.
Maybe Joey, that stuff in the back. Flip-flops.
Yeah, flip flops.
Live on set. All right, Jen, thumbs up if we're all completely ready, translators. All right,
Yes.
let's do it. And go.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Woo! My name is Jimmy Zell. If we have not met, I am so fortunate to be one of the co-founders and the CEO of this amazing company. And you guys are in for a treat. It's going to be a historical day. Man, it's going to be so amazing. So we just want to say hello to everybody watching, wherever you're at in the world. We are doing this broadcast, and I know it's hitting all 6 continents. We have people from all 6 continents watching today. We're translating this live, everybody, in French, Spanish, Russian, and Turkish as well. That's right.
Yeah.
And so guys, all over the world, we just want to welcome all of you. But let me get into it because we've got a lot to cover today. I'm going to quickly get out of the way and introduce really what you all came for. I want to just share with you a little backstory. This guy right here and I have known each other for many, many years. He's one of my best friends. We have been through the battles of business together. We have seen our families grow together. And we're just, it truly was an honor one day when he called me. Now here's the thing, we've been in touch for a while. Let me go back. Yep, actually, many of you, if you don't know, the very first person I called was Ali Madawi. He's our global master trainer. The second person I called was this guy. And at that time, he was doing quite well, institutional trading and just crushing it. And he's like, Jimmy, I love you, but I gotta stay focused. And of course, I knew what that meant. And so we went off, he did his thing and created unbelievable success and was already successful at that time, created even more success. And then what ended up happening is we, of course, went on and continued to build the Entrepreneur Project. And then just within the last few months, Corey and I were just talking. And we were just talking about life. But one thing that came up was we were talking about Yep. And one of the things that Yep was missing And that was really, in terms of building the world's greatest entrepreneur community, is really in helping people with their finances in the financial vertical that we wanted to go into. And we just started talking, and we was like, if we could partner up on this, because it was time. I mean, he'll probably go into some of this, but it was time to, for Yep to go down that vertical, but then also Corey was looking for something as well. And it's crazy, everybody, is when we first talked, we said, man, Q1 of 2022 gives us plenty of time to set this all up. Q1 of 2022. First day we're talking, like, yeah, man, no problem, we got that, shoot.
Yep.
So then we started talking, and he's like, Jimmy, I got some people that really want to get started sooner than that. And we started talking, we're like, well, maybe like in December, right? Maybe December,
right before Christmas.
we can do a little Christmas gift for everybody, and we can start then. But then it started heating up even more, and we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. Fortunately, we have an amazing corporate team that is very committed to all of your success, and we say, hey, we have this big event coming up in Florida, in Orlando. Why don't we try to see if we can get everything done, or as much as we can, for that event? And we actually launched this driven vertical at that event. And since then, everybody, our company has literally exploded. And it has brought us, like, you're going to meet some of these amazing traders, but so many amazing people into the company. And now we have the solution for the financial piece of our business. And so we're super excited. And so, guys, I want to introduce to you my best friend, the president and co-founder of Driven, Mr. Corey Cromray. Corey has an unbelievable experience in this industry of trading, financial education, trading education. He's going to go into it a little bit of his story, I'm sure. But I want you to know there's nobody in the world that I'd rather be in business with than this guy. I've seen him at his best. I've seen him in his lows. His core values completely align with mine. And many of you understand how important that is in our culture, in our community. It's all about the core values. And I believe like attracts like. And today you guys are going to get to see some of the most incredible traders, documented traders in the world. And that's what this event's all about. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn this first piece over to the one and only Corey Cromray. Guys, give him some love in the chats. Let him know how much we love him.
Awesome, buddy. Well, hey, thank you so much. And I couldn't be more proud. I mean, this guy and I, man, we've been through a lot together. And, that's what's brought us so close together for a time such as this to really accomplish what's, never been done before. And really, it's just, we're two guys that have a very strong mission to go change the world. When Jimmy called me, I'll never forget when he called me about the Young Entrepreneur Project and told me how he was going to build the world's biggest, baddest entrepreneurial community, and that they were going to change the world through entrepreneurship. It wasn't that I wasn't, excited about that. It was just, I had just started my career in private equity management. I was only a couple years in, and I had a lot of responsibilities. So to see what he's accomplished and to see what all of you have accomplished within the Young Entrepreneur Project has been nothing short of amazing. When Jimmy and I reconnected here over the last few months, and I shouldn't say reconnected because we've always been connected, but when we really started talking about the dynamics of putting this together, it was a match made in heaven. It was a very, very divine situation, and everything that's transpired since then is just, it's just remarkable what we've done in such a short amount of time. And, congrats to the corporate staff, at the Young Entrepreneur Project, JKN, Jennifer, and all your hard work, and Laurel and Livia and the exec team. And I'll talk about these guys a little bit, but I have seen in my day, being in the direct sales, home-based business industry, the entrepreneurial, communities, all of these companies, a lot of, company owners have really good vision, but they don't know how to execute that vision, or they can never establish the team that can actually execute and fulfill that vision until I saw what this guy put together. And it's really because of his leadership and the people that he's assembled, the names that are attached to this, from the executive team to the advisory board. It's, man, it's remarkable, guys. It's really remarkable. So, when we started talking about putting the Driven model together, I said, Jimmy, I've been in, trading for a long time. I've been doing this, 8 years. I've been in private equity management for the last 5 years, managing one of the top grossing private equity portfolios in North America, been among the top 1% all-time trading portfolios at one of the largest brokers here in the United States. I've done a lot of cool things, but it's really, I've spent the last 5 years of my life living behind a computer screen, making rich people richer. And, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, I was doing the same thing over and over again, knowing exactly what the result was going to be. I was making them more money and I was going to make more money. But what type of impact was I really having in the world? And a couple of years ago, back in 2019, I found myself with tons of money in the bank, had the Ferrari sitting in the garage, had a beautiful home, a nice home on the hill, beautiful landscaping, all the fancy stuff. And I was in the worst shape of my life, 35% body fat, 211 pounds. I'm only 5'8". So you can just imagine, right? I was in bad shape and I'm 33 years old. And I realized I was depressed. Like I had no interaction with people at 8:30 in the morning, 3:15 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, sitting behind my computer screen for the last 4 years at the time, years of my life, making rich people richer. And I said, I'm just not driven by money or success in this type of environment anymore. And, the next $1 million deal at that point wasn't going to really make or break my life. And I went on a pursuit to really find myself. And over the last couple of years, I realized that, I'm a very passionate individual when it comes to helping people and serving people and leading. And I've been blessed with this incredible story, 16-year-old high school dropout, construction worker to multimillionaire entrepreneur, and learning these skills that have changed my life in such a drastic way. If I don't go out and share that with the world, I'm basically cutting myself short. If I can just inspire somebody to be more, to do more, to become more, man, I feel like I'm fulfilling so much of who I am as a person, but ultimately you got to have the platform to be able to do that on. So I really went out on a quest to really kind of become the best version of myself over the last couple of years, and decided that I was going to take this skill, teaching people how to trade the largest liquid financial markets in the world, and I was going to bring it to the world in a way that not only was suitable for the classes, right, the people that already had money, but bring those same type of returns to people like the masses, right, from doctor to ditch digger and everybody far and in between, to make it available for everybody. And so my first year in pursuing this journey was 2019. I was actually on the cusp of creating a partnership with the largest broker in the United States, running an S&P 500 trade room. Then they wanted to charge $25,000 for entry and lock people in on a 12-month, $3,000 per month contract, literally having people commit over $60,000 on contract before they even put money in their brokerage account. They said, guys, I don't know what you missed here, but I just told you I spent the last, 4.5 years of my life sitting behind a computer screen making rich people richer. I'm trying to bring Wall Street to Main Street. I'm trying to take what the average ordinary person could think is never reachable and make it reachable for that individual. And I sold them my story and I told it. And I realized that they really didn't care about helping people. They cared about making money and saw me at the pinnacle of it. And I decided not to do it, but a multi-million dollar deal, millions of dollars. I probably would have made over $10-15 million already at this point. But, at the same time, what I was saying, guys, is it wasn't about the money for me anymore, right? The climb and the pursuit of success and getting here, that drove me for a while. And then I realized when you have it, money is not everything in life. And really, you could be the most depressed person in the world and still have $1 million in the bank. And, what it did show me, though, was that I was passionate about going down this road of teaching people the skill. And in 2020, I was actually working with a company in the direct sales network marketing industry, an industry that changed my life in the beginning, but then I swore I would never join it again. Jimmy always tells the story how his wife kicked him out of the industry. I totally got kicked out of the industry as well. I just couldn't sit across the table from people, looking them in the eyes anymore, selling them all their goals, dreams, and aspirations in life, knowing that they probably weren't going to make it. And even if they did break through and become a top 5% six-figure earner, top 1% seven-figure earner, even if they made it, chances are the company would go out of business. Because I remember, right, as I left the industry, the DSA came out with a statistic that only 1 out of 1,000 companies make it to the 5-year mark. And I saw what was wrong with the industry, right? It was everybody copying everybody else, right? I got the best coffee. No, I got the best coffee. No, I have the best shake. I have the best shake. And Amazon was coming into the marketplace at the time. Consumers were getting smarter. The economies of scale were dying in those product-based companies. And there really wasn't anything like this back then. So coming back and getting reintroduced to the industry in 2020, I'm consulting with this company, getting ready to bring their operations into the United States. Trading education meets network marketing. I said, man, if there was ever a business that would be better than this, I just can't simply see what it would be. And as I got further and further down the road, seeing the intersectional innovation of these two ginormous industries, you have the network marketing industry, $300 billion per year industry, created more millionaires than any other industry in business. You have the trading space, the largest liquid financial markets in the world, just Forex itself, $6.6 trillion a day in trading volume. The intersectional innovation of these two industries, taking average ordinary people with unordinary dreams and goals in life, putting them at the crosshairs and being able to capitalize on learning a skill that they can make money with for the rest of their life. And at the same time, generating revenue by going out and contributing to the community. World-class business model. Right as I'm consulting with this company, COVID happens. Everybody gets locked down. And I said, this would be the best time in the world for me to get back involved in community building, building entrepreneurial communities through the network marketing distribution model. And I partnered up with this company and decided to go all in April 1st, 2020. By the end of that year, we're talking 9 months, we had done over $47 million in sales, built an organization of 10,500 distributors, created 3 7-figure earners who had never done network marketing before, 65 plus 6-figure earners, never done network marketing before, and 80% of our entire community was earning a check every week. I had never seen that before in this space. 80% of the distribution force earning a check, that just doesn't happen, right? And I realized I had my hands on something special. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with that company. I had to walk away from $175,000 a month in income, right? You know, it's like $175,000 a month in income to walk away from it because I chose my character over the check and I didn't agree with the way that they were running their business. But I didn't give up on the model. Was I too naive to think that the model could be executed properly? And after a couple speed bumps of trying to put this thing together over this past year, you know, getting connected with this guy and one of the strongest operation teams and executive boards that I've ever seen in any type of business, put our team against any Fortune 100, Fortune 500 company, I believe we have something that will change millions of people's lives all across the world. And that's how Driven was born. And when you're looking at this opportunity, guys, I want you to understand something. I come out of the financial space. A lot of these guys behind me have been in the financial space for a long time. We also have a couple guys that you didn't see on the flyer that are actually joining the team here real soon, wrapping up some contracts that they're in. I'll mention a little bit about these guys. They won't be able to join us today, but they're also part of the team. So I want to bring the highlight to these guys. But what we're talking about is changing the world through entrepreneurship. Well, what better skill to teach that entrepreneurial community than how to trade the largest financial markets in the world? Okay, the largest financial markets in the world. Sorry, guys. So the microphone's a little bit away from us, so I thought I had to talk louder. and I'm
Translations.
Okay, slow down. Gotcha. So, you know, one of the big things here that we have to look
We're all
at is
smiling. Look at all the translators. We got you. We love
yeah,
you
we
guys.
got you guys. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
So I get a little excited, right? This is actually slow for me too, by the way. So, yeah. So, you know, one of the things that we said was, if you're going to build a company in the trading space, you have to have a world-class trade team. Okay, you have to have a world-class trade team that doesn't just do this at a very small level, but does it at the highest level out there, like professional portfolio managers, people who manage millions of dollars, people know how to manage risk at the highest level, because those are the type of guys that you want to be calling out trades, to help people earn money while they're learning the skill, and also teaching the skill to be able to teach it from the very basic beginner level all the way to the most advanced level, to where even professional traders are coming to our community to learn how to take their trading to the next level, to go from a 7-figure trader to an 8-figure trader, an 8-figure trader to a 9-figure trader. And that's what you'll actually hear about from some of these guys tonight of why they're here. They're here for mentorship. And so now they're contributing to the community because of that seek for mentorship. So, you know, one of the things that I said, guys, as I'm talking to you and assembling this team was I have to do business with people, especially in this space, how touchy it is, with people that I trust, right? I could build the best trade team in the world, especially with my partners back here, but we got to be able to trust each other. We got to be able to eliminate ego, to set it aside. We're all really good at what we do. Can we all come together as one cohesive unit and become the best trading team in the world? Where if you see where you can help him, you show him how he can get better. And where you see he's doing something wrong, you show him how he can get better. There's no excuses why any of these traders lack ever. The best trade team, one collective movement to become the absolute best in the industry. And I told them, these guys, my vision, and I talked to them and how we were going to go out and change the world through entrepreneurship, and we were going to be the juggernaut in this space. And I believe that not only have we assembled one of the strongest teams in this space, we've already proved it, right? We've already proved it. Just being in business a short amount of time, from the results that we're delivering in our trade room to the results delivered in our signal channel, and now with the big announcement of our brand new app launching in the next couple of days, and how we're going to deliver world-class trade ideas from some of the top trading professionals in the world, to where you can actually profit and make money while you're learning the skill. And then 30 days later, to be able to automate all of it. Imagine taking world-class portfolio managers and being able to automate their trades, copy it onto your platform, and fully manage that position. So artificial intelligence with human overlay at the highest level of professionalism. What we're putting together here is not something that, you know, it's not one of those Me Too things, you know, here today, gone tomorrow companies. We've attracted some of the strongest business minds in the world, like Kevin Harrington. You guys might know him from the hit TV show Shark Tank, right? He was the original shark from Shark Tank, a guy who's done over $5 billion in revenue through his companies, a guy who invented the infomercial. I mean, he invented the infomercial. It's a big deal, right? So Kevin Harrington, but not only to have a guy like Kevin Harrington on your advisory team, but also a Steve Mandel from Game Plan Enterprises, a Michael Wolshin, Recruiter.com, a James Malinchak, ABC's Secret Millionaire, one of the most sought after speakers in the whole country and continent on entrepreneurship and success and personal development, one of the strongest business minds in North America, and lots of others, guys. You know, putting a CJ Floyd at the helm of the financials of the company, a guy who's taken over 100 companies public on NASDAQ. You know what I mean? He's been in the involvement of that. You bring in a guy like Laurel Winfield, the former director of operations for Verizon Wireless, to be the COO of the company that knows how to manage multi-billion-dollar operations. You bring in Olivia Fisher-Kane as your chief marketing officer, you know, somebody who worked as the creative director and led international expansion marketing team for the UFC, taking them from $200,000 to $4 billion, playing a huge role in that, bringing her in as our chief marketing officer, having the visionary mind of Mr. Jimmy Ezel, hundreds of millions of dollars in sales through the network marketing distribution industry, youngest all-time executive at Reader's Digest, which was one of the largest publications out there in the world, right? One of the youngest. He has the executive experience. He has the sales experience. He's led some of the largest international expansions into Asian markets for direct sales companies. And having his vision now in alignment with mine in carrying this to the world. It's not a matter of if this will happen. It's how it's happening right before your eyes, and when we're going to accomplish our goal of creating 10,000 millionaires. That's never even been set as a goal for a network marketing company or an entrepreneurial company like this. But when we're talking, and Jimmy shared with me, you know, Corey, the biggest companies in the world created 10,000 millionaires, and here's how we're going to do it. And I said, Jimmy, not only do I think we're going to do it, I think we're going to do it in a lot shorter of a time than we think. And that's what introduced the Driven platform to this company. The biggest thing that you have to think about when you're bringing trading results and trading to the network marketing, entrepreneurial community building, whatever you want to call it, this space, is we have to make sure that we lead with the results that people are getting in the market. not results that they share from their friend who made money last month or the FX book from 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Real results that you're getting every single day, where you can go and share your results with the person you're talking to. Not only are we establishing posture, we're leading by example. We're setting the standard and the benchmark for this space. Okay? We will always continue to provide the highest level of excellence and the highest standard to the space. If we have to slow down to speed up, that's what we'll do. It's not about being the fastest company to $1 billion. The companies that go from 0 to $1 billion typically go out of business over the next couple of years because they executed too quickly. We have the best people in the best seats, all playing their exact strengths of where they need to be to make sure that not only we take this company to 10 billion, 20 billion, and $50 billion, we are able to sustain that type of growth. Okay? We're able to sustain that type of growth, to be the juggernaut in this space, because we're not out there selling the idea of it. We're actually producing the results we say we're going to produce. And that's what's going to set us apart. When people say, well, what makes you guys different than any other company out there? These guys, the guys that are delivering results at the highest level, and the results speak for themselves. We don't have to fabricate data. We don't have to fabricate anything. The people are our voice. Look at their results, and you can't refute it. And it was just, I got that from Jimmy, because he's the first thing he said. I said, well, tell me about the people and the success that they're having in the company. He said, Corey, you could call 1,000 people in this community right now and just ask them how I lead this company, and they'll tell you. And I realized that he had built one of the hardest things that ever gets created in this type of industry: culture. He had a culture and a community that was so strong. These people, they wore yep on their sleeves, man. You didn't have to ask them why they were a part of this community. They breathed it. They wore it on their face, right? Of why they were so passionate about this company. And I said, you know, the driven model coming here and not only changing the existing community, but our community also merging with this community, it's a match made in heaven, like I said earlier. And we're going to go out and change the world together. And I'm super excited today, guys, because we get to introduce you to the traders, and we get to introduce you to the team that's behind the results that we're delivering in the industry right now. And before I bring on our first trader that I want to introduce, I do want to let you guys know there's a couple guys that couldn't be here with us today. We got Roger out in the UK that Jimmy and I are talking to here, and he's going to be coming on board with us real soon. We also have one of my best friends, business partners, Mr. Robert Chazen. He's been in management with me for years now. Former director of institutional securities trading for Morgan Stanley. Managed the 5th largest trading desk on Wall Street. Actually couldn't be here with us today, but these guys are also a part of our world-class team. Those guys are going to be focused. Roger's focused on the Forex market. He's going to be doing all of our London tradings along with Lenny that you're going to see on here today. And then Robbie's going to be doing all of our options stuff. Robbie's more stocks and options, big portfolio management. We'll also be the very first company to introduce how to run a self-directed 401k, how to run a self-directed IRA for those of you guys who are sick and tired of making that lousy 6 to 8% a year on your portfolios. It's just robbery, right? To be able to turn 6% a month is fairly effortless when you talk to guys like us. And now we can go bless the world with that. One skill that you can learn where you'll never have to worry about making money again. And also a company where you never have to talk about any of the company or never have to promote it to anyone, and you can still become financially free with just the skills that you're learning. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. And I'm sure you might have heard it before. We're doing it though. Like I said, this isn't theory based. We already have the results and documentation, and we'll just continue to grow and expand on that as you see here. But once you hear from these guys, you'll realize that we have the backbone, and we have the support, and we have the execution to make this dream a reality. And that's what we're going to do. So without further ado, I'm actually going to bring on our first trader. You guys are excited to meet our trade team today and hear a little bit about them and their backgrounds. So I'm super excited for this too. And first of all, before I say that, I just want to say thank you to this guy right here, because without this guy, none of this would be happening right now. I got a hold of your vision, and I saw what we could do together. And I'm just really blessed to be able to change the world with you, brother. I love you too, man. So guys, Lenny, Mr. Lenny, Michael out of Australia, I'm going to actually bring you up here for a minute. And I just want everybody to know here, you know, in assembling this team, the one thing that I want you to know is that We are running this team like a Wall Street hedge fund, okay? It's a very controlled environment and a very controlled atmosphere. Everybody operates independently from one another, but we all come together when it comes to the next levels of this company and how we plan on bringing this vision to the world, right? We're all working independent. Nobody tells anybody what to do. They're all their own boss, and they're all professionals in their own right, in their own strategies. But now coming together as a collective, we can help each other grow and expand on what's already there. Because just like Napoleon Hill talked about in Think and Grow Rich, we're creating a trading mastermind. The most elite traders in the world coming together to create this cohesive unit, this super mind, to go out into there in the marketplace. And you're on the back end, the client, the customer, the distributor, receiving the result of that. And I want you to think about that as you get introduced to all of these traders today. So Mr. Lenny Michael out of Australia. Guys, you're going to be hearing a lot from Lenny. He's one of our big swing traders. Yeah, give it up for Mr. Lenny Michael, guys. We're
Hey,
so
Mike,
excited
Corey.
to have this guy. You know, he's been a good friend of mine for quite some time now. You know, he's really he's just such a gentleman, man. He's such a good guy, just a good believer, you know, a big Christ follower. You know, he's an awesome guy. He really leads with his heart, and he really is just kind of like us. You know, he's made tons of money. He still makes tons of money in fund management, and he wants to go out there and change the world and really make a difference. And you know, when I started talking to him about Driven and my vision for this company, you know, he was like, I don't even care what the details are. I'm all in. Just like a lot of these guys, we'll figure out the details later. I'm all in. And that was why it was so important to assemble this team, that we all have so much respect for one another to where we can really go out there and actually change the world and actually do it, right? So Lenny, it's an honor to have you here. You guys will be learning from Lenny in the London markets a lot. He's also going to be one of our top swing traders, really focusing heavily on the Forex market. For those of you swing traders, set it and forget it type of guys, that's Lenny. He's a great swing trader. And I'm going to have him share a little bit about himself. So Lenny, why don't you tell the world who you are, why you're excited about Driven, and kind of what they can expect from you.
Hey, Corey, how are you, man? I am excited. I'm pumped. Thanks for having me here. It's 5:40 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. I'm excited. I'm so awake right now. But hey, Jimmy, how's the rest of the team? Hey, everybody. You know, listen, I've known of Corey for a while now. I've come across him and I started hearing him about all the things he's achieving in his life and all the things he's achieving with the community out there. And I just reached out to him, and I knew that he was onto something exciting. I started hearing his story, and it lined up a lot with what I want to achieve and what I want to do. So the natural fit for me was to reach out to Corey. Like every good athlete out there, they need a mentor, they need a coach, and that's the same thing with me. And that's the same thing I encourage people. So I reached out to Corey just for mentorship, and from there things just snowballed. He's seen my results, seen what I'm doing, seen what I'm doing my own private equity, and here we are. So, but most importantly, I wanted to be around a successful team. I wanted to be around a successful company, which is going to impact people and change people's lives. And here we are. That's one of the reasons I joined Driven, mainly because of Corey and his vision and what he's doing. And through that, I met Jimmy and the vision there with Yep. It's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, that's awesome, Lenny. So let's tell a little bit about your background, how long you've been trading for, you know, when did you get into fund management, you know, talk people about, you know, your background in the brokerage, like let people know your professionalism, how long you've been doing this for, so they can see the level of education that they're going to be receiving from you. And obviously, you know, what type of styles of trading do you like? What are some of the main things that you're going to be focusing on and what they can look forward to from learning from you?
Yeah, great story. You know, I came across trading accidentally, just walking past a hotel. They were doing a roadshow on trading. So that's how I came across trading back in 2011. So I've been doing that for a while. So I've been trading since 2011. My background is actually in brokerage. Worked for some of the top brokers outside the US. Worked in kind of all kind of divisions. From being a sales guy to customer service, compliance, all that kind of stuff. So worked across all that. So still heavily involved with that. I currently run also 2 profitable funds as well. They're doing really great. They're doing really well. So that's a bit of my background. I'll say when I first started trading, the first 4 or 5 years were really a bit of a learning experience. learned the hard way. Then something just clicked in with me, just changing my mindset, getting rid of a lot of things, a lot of noise out of the charts, and a lot of noise that I was fitting into my trading. Got rid of all that, and just took off. Then 2017, that's when I first launched my fund, just with my own money and with my family fund. I just done that, and then recently was able to start another fund as well. We just ticked over a year, which we're accepting external funds as well. We're doing really well. We're making noise in Australia with that as well. And that's going really well. And, you know, like a bit of your story, Corey, you know, making rich people richer, it doesn't satisfy me. You know, it doesn't get me excited. Although it's a skill that I have, what was missing for me is the community. I'm a people person. I like helping people. And this is a great opportunity for me to use my skill set that I have and help people along the way, educate people, and give us some great signals that I'm using for my own funds. So that's what I'm going to be bringing across: my experience, my knowledge, what I'm doing, my own two profitable funds as well, and experience with brokerage, bring them across. I think we've got a great vehicle with Driven and Yet to really make a difference in people's lives. So that, and I'm really excited about that.
Awesome, brother. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. And guys, give it up for Lenny. He stayed up all night long. It's 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning just to be here with us this morning. So you guys will be hearing from Lenny. We're going to be actually putting together a schedule this week with all the traders. You'll be seeing him on our London trading sessions, and we'll be doing a lot of stuff with him. So thanks, Lenny. Thank you for joining us today, and go get yourself some rest if you can.
Thanks,
right? And I do want to point out a strong thing, Jenna, as you kind of switch the video over here. One of the big things that stuck out to me in what Lenny said, and this actually is a common theme between all of us that you're going to hear from today, is he says, I even use the signals from Driven on my own funds. Guys, we execute each other's trades all the time. Like all the time. Lewis, actually, the other day, I called it a trade in the group. He made like $62,000 on his portfolio in about 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? And we do this off each other all the time because we trust each other's analysis so much. We don't have to think about it. Now imagine having a check system where when somebody's going to call it a trade, we have 1 or 2 traders or 3 traders, check, 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 say, I agree, I agree, I agree. And then it goes out into the signal. Now, we will have a system that actually does this at some point here moving forward in the next like 60 days, where there's going to be a check system that actually checks the authenticity of the trade, just in case I might be looking at the market a little bit different, right? That's the power of having a mastermind, especially a cohesive unit that, you know, really can feed off each other well and trusts each other well. So I'm actually going to bring up the next trader, Mr. Jamari James. This guy has been one of my great friends for several years now, and he's just an absolute stud in the trading space. More importantly, he's got a huge heart and he loves helping people. So Jamari, kind of same stuff for you. Why Driven? Why did you decide to partner up this team? First of all, give a little background on yourself, kind of your level of professionalism in the trading space, also some of the other things that you've done outside that, and you know, what we can look forward to from learning from you.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to give thanks back to Jimmy. Thanks back to Corey for putting this together. None of this would be possible without you guys. So just want to give you guys thanks for that. A little bit about me. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Trading has been a love of mine for about 2.5 years now. I started trading April 2019. And you know, just like you guys, I was big on, you know, giving back, being able to take a skill set and being able to help people who ultimately know nothing about the markets, ultimately know nothing about what we do. They, from, you know, like you say, hear it from other people, they thinking it's a scam.
Yep.
So being able to show them, hey, this is real, you can make some real money, and be able to ultimately achieve that freedom that everybody's looking for. So the biggest reason for me for joining Driven is a lot what you talk about. It's about the trust. Right? If Corey tells me something or Jimmy says something, I know for a fact it's going to happen. I don't have to call Corey 2 days later and be like, hey, you remember you said X, Y, and Z? Mm-hmm. So it's a big trust thing for me, being able to trust in leadership, being able to be in a cohesive group where everybody's trying to help each other get better, rather than one person saying, oh, no, that's wrong. You know, instead of people putting each other down, we're all here to help each other grow, because at the end of the day, our goal is to obviously help each and every person that joins Driven to increase their portfolios, but as well have the most elite trading group in the world. So I'm sure you guys have heard this saying before, top 2 and we ain't number 2. That's how I feel about this group right here. But yeah, a little bit about me. I just turned 29. Grew up in a single family home. My grandma and my mom always taught morals, ethics, and accountability. So if you make a decision, hold yourself accountable to that decision. And just be a man of your word. And that's what I was brought up on. So played college football. So I've always been very competitive. And when I was introduced to trading at first, I was like most people, I thought it was a scam. I heard people get scammed from trading. And I just was like, nah, that's not really something I wanted to get into. Ended up taking a chance with it, where I've met some of my best friends within this profession. And it's giving me that freedom I was looking for, right? Because at the end of the day, if we only work one job, you're just one decision away from not having any type of income. So trading has been able to allow me to retire my grandmother, help my mom with endless bills, and just put my family and put myself in a position to build endless generational income. So
yeah, awesome, buddy. I appreciate you sharing that. And you guys, and one of the things that I want you to understand with Jamari. Now, this isn't going to happen with everybody. Jamari's a really smart guy, right? He's got a really sharp mind. But just in a short amount of time, just in 2 years, he's been able to create so much success for himself. And I started looking at his portfolio like, dude, this is how good you're trading after just 2 years. I mean, it's insane. And so, as we start talking, Jamari, and I kind of shared the vision with you of Driven and kind of what our MO was, what was kind of the real underlying factor of what made you say, you know what, I'm all in on that.
I think it was the conversation that I had with you and Jimmy. Just knowing that, like myself, I'm sure the other 497 people that are on this call, we've all been in situations where we got disappointed. I'll use those words. We got disappointed, and it's happened countless and countless times again. So just to be in a place where everybody's trying to help everybody get better and ultimately make more income, but not only make more income, have a community where it's trust driven.
Yeah.
Everybody trusts everybody. I don't have to worry about somebody trying to stab me in my back. I don't have to worry about, oh man, I don't know if Jimmy's going to shut the company down tomorrow, type situation. Yeah. It really was just a trust and meeting you guys and really feeling like this is home. This is somewhere I can build a home, build a community, and bring people into this community and not only make the income that we talk about, but actually live the life. We don't have to fake it till we make it. Like a lot of people do. We don't have to fake it till we make it. We can be honest about where we at, show our results, and give people the freedom that they're looking for. So that was it for me.
Amazing, brother. Well, so thank you so much, man. Welcome to the team. We're so excited to have you. Give it up for Jamari Gaines, ladies and gentlemen. And now I want you guys to please help me welcome our next trader. For those of you who like crypto, who likes crypto out there? Cryptocurrency. I know we got some crypto lovers. We got Mr. Noah DeFreitas coming to join the team. We're so excited to have this guy. Not only is the reason I look like this today because of this guy, because he's like one of the top fitness coaches in all of Nevada, if not the whole country. But this guy is just one of the most passionate individuals I've ever met. And I've been watching what this guy's been doing in the cryptocurrency space for the last couple of years now. And I've been seeing, he started his own crypto trading platform called All Time High Trading. And I look at the results, they were 100% win rate for like month over month. And I'm like, dude, who is this guy? And I know him, and his other half really well. Like they're really good friends of mine. And I had no idea that he was trading at this level. And as we start looking over his portfolio and his analysis and all this stuff, I'm like, the one trader I didn't have on my team yet was a crypto expert. And I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, dude, if we can get this guy on our team to do crypto for us, it would be amazing. So I just took a shot in the dark and I said, well, hey, so this crypto stuff you've been doing, I'm putting a trade team together, right? And he's like, man, it would be an honor. And here he is. And he's going to be doing some crypto stuff with you guys, not only from a crypto leverage standpoint, like we're going to actually work on a lot of that stuff together, but he's a real good, like he knows what coins, he studies this market. He's got he knows the who's who and all these coins and the new ICOs and all this stuff. And you guys are going to be able to learn so much from Noah. So I'm super excited, buddy. Awesome. Welcome to the team. We're so glad to have you. And maybe just share a little bit about who you are, kind of, what got you into trading and kind of, why Driven. Sure. And what everybody can expect to learn from you.
Awesome. Well, Corey, thank you, man, so much for this. This is beyond an honor. This is a vision that I've had personally for a long time. And really the reason why I follow you so closely is that we share that vision of truly driving impact. And I'll just start with my story. And I'll tell you kind of how I got into the crypto space. But My story, when I was young, like everybody else wanted to be, I don't know, a fireman, an astronaut. I wanted to be a trader first thing. And this was because the most successful family member, he was also a trader. And I got to see really the freedom that allowed him to have. So right off the bat, it was trading. So the question was, well, how do I become this trader? And really, I had this really long journey of figuring out that trading is not something that's very easily attained, that information, that knowledge, to the point of where I asked people, well, how do I become a trader? They said, get a degree in finance. And it's kind of funny, I have some of the traditional kind of path here to get there. I'm telling you, it often doesn't get you there. So for example, going to college, I did all my 4 years in finance. And I remember there was one class the entire 4 years that they pulled up a chart and took a trade, one class. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I started asking, well, how do I learn how to trade? They said, well, you need an internship. So I literally it was 1 month. I did 23 interviews in 1 month. I was literally on the road all the time, caught one of the best internships out there in bond portfolio management. So I get to this internship and really was like, all right, teach me how to trade. And it was really a lot of information hoarding. And unfortunately, this is somewhat the case when you're in this industry. And they basically weren't telling me how to trade. They told me to take an exam. They told me to take the CFA exam. If anybody knows what that exam is, or if you've taken that exam, I feel for you. It's 300 hours per exam, and they don't teach you how to trade. So after that, I really learned what it takes to become a trader. And at least before this information boom, you had to know somebody. You had to have a dad that traded. You had to go or know somebody on the floor. I shadowed people on the floor of the CME group before. They didn't even tell me what they were doing. It was really a secluded skill set.
Almost like get out of my way.
It really was. And if you read books about traders, it was like you really had to befriend people. It was just a place where I kind of felt rejected from. And a few years later, I opened up a fitness business and I started to hear information about trading. And some of the people I saw, they were taking classes and getting into groups, and actually people were teaching people how to trade live on the charts. I'm like, this is something I've never seen before. And I'm traditionally trained in finance. So this was mind blowing for me. And I was like, you know what, maybe this is a chance to go for this again. And I started doing every single course out there, joining every single organization I could, making as many connections as I could. And it really led us to this right here. I really believe the key to success is never giving up and finding the right people. And over time, I found the good and the bad. The bad being, this is an industry full of false claims and over promises and hidden information. And really, Corey is the only person I've seen in this industry that shoots it straight, that gives me the right numbers, that's saying percentages that aren't obscene, hearing people saying it's 100% per month or flipping accounts. I'm sure many of you guys have heard this in the industry, and Corey's the guy that is actually speaking the right things, telling us really what this industry is all about. He walks the walk and talks the talk. So wherever he's going, I'm going. And it's just been an honor to be a part of this and to be the crypto guy for you. And really, that's to now get into crypto. Over the last 4 years, I've been trading, and just as I'm sure everybody's seen so far, crypto is the next wave. And really being that next wave, it's where I see the most impact. And that's where we're seeing, parabolic gains. And really in a way that just the average person can do with not very much money, they can have their lives changed. I mean, my life was changed. And the feeling I got from that changed everything for me. And that's the whole goal of this. It's
you picked up a nice new car.
And I picked up a few things along the way, but it was really the not worrying about the next bill. And that changed the game for me. I remember just such a relief when that was over. And I was like, you know what? This is what it's all about, because now I can think clear. Like Corey mentioned, I'm a fitness coach. I don't want to think of Corey as a number. I want to think of how can I help Corey in the best way possible. So when the financial equation is solved, you can become your best self. And that's what I'm here for, is to really help everybody become their best self, remove the financial equation. I believe the crypto space is the #1 space for us to do that, because it's the next wave. It's just like the stock market 20 years ago. We're going to see those opportunities. And if you just play it right, and that's my mission, is to show you guys how to play it right, how to stay in the game. you're almost going to stumble across success. And that's what I want to see. And I'm truly, truly grateful to be here. And thank you, Corey.
Awesome. Thank you, Lewis. Love it, man. Love this guy right here. Just love him. And Pearl, thank you so much for letting us have him. We're so grateful for you if you're watching. So thank you, Pearl. Pearl and Noah have been great friends of mine for quite some time now. And I just love the couple. They're amazing people, and I'm just blessed to have them in my life. So you guys are going to learn such great stuff from Noah. He's a great teacher, and he's really going to be able to position you at the forefront of a lot of those big movements that happen in the cryptocurrency space. So now I got this guy's actually extremely important to me, because this is actually Mr. Lewis Izquierdo, who is my #1 student of all time. Like literally when I talk, and I never even taught this, like at the level that I'm teaching it right now. I only teach at the highest level institutional traders, like portfolio managers, and how to take the 7-figure trader to an 8-figure trader. Those are the guys that I'm really used to teaching. And, Lewis came into my life about 2 years ago. And he was ultimately just in that community that I was building, right? He was in the community. He was looking to grow. And, he just said, I don't really even care about this business or any of this stuff. I just want to learn how to trade from you. And he was already doing extremely well. He was already making 6 figures, very high 6 figures, right? And he was actually doing I think he was doing like $20,000 a month, which is powerful, right? And that was just on his own stuff. And then here I'm talking, I'm seeing how passionate this guy is. He's 21 years old at the time. And he is like the most passionate guy in trading that I've ever seen. And I'm like, man, you don't have to do anything to earn my time. But if you want to get one-on-one time with me and you want to meet in person, you got to do this, right? And there was just a couple of things I laid out from some goals, because I wanted to see, well, how hungry is this guy? Is he willing to do whatever it takes? Not only did he accomplish those goals that I set for him, he did it in record time, which was amazing. And he drove up to Jacksonville literally the next weekend, because I honored my commitment to him. Not only have we become absolute best friends, but this guy has grown into one of the most top portfolio managers that I know at 22 years old, managing millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Every single portfolio is in significant profit across the board, month over month over month over month. And the future that lies ahead for you is just not only amazing, but there's just no way that I could even assemble a team without having this guy at the forefront of it. I mean, this guy is just one of those guys who, well, a lot of you already know, right? You've been getting results like crazy for the last month from this guy. And he's just one of the best educators out there, one of the best signal providers and traders that I've known, I've met. And we're just truly excited to have him on board with our team. So Lewis, welcome to the team. Why Driven? Tell a little bit about your story, how trading's changed your life, and what these people can look forward to in learning from you. And just slow. I talk fast, and I know you kind of do too. So I'm just learning from these guys. I know.
It's crazy. It's me and Corey, we talk to each other almost every day, but both me and Corey have such a busy schedule that when we talk to each other, it's fast paced. So a 1-hour conversation, we could have it in literally 15 minutes, right? So I usually talk very fast, but I'm super happy and grateful to be here in Miami, Florida with all of you here, Jay Adams, Noah, Jimmy, JJ. Man, I'm super excited to be here. And, me becoming a part of this platform for me was really a decision that I had to put a lot of thought into. And it wasn't because I was in private equity management doing, multiple 7 figures and stuff. It wasn't the money for me. I mean, when Corey presented this opportunity to me, I was asking him for a favor. I'm like, dude, how do you do this, transaction stuff? All my clients are trying to pay me. Yeah, I need your help with this. And then he's like, dude, I have a big opportunity for you. I want you to check out this company. And then I'm like, man, I got to think about it. And, it wasn't even about the money, because, there was things offered and I'm like, dude, I don't even care about your money. All I care about is repaying the favor of the mentorship that you gave me. The following week ahead, I drove to Orlando, Florida, where we had a huge convention. And I think the part that made me say yes to this opportunity was on Sunday, 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. I remember the exact time. I'm in my room and I'm looking over some data and stuff like that, some logistics, and Corey out of nowhere calls me. He's like, hey, I need you to speak in front of 200 people in person in the next 30 minutes. And I'm like, wait, I'm not even a part of this platform. I haven't even agreed to this. And he's like, yeah, great. I need you. So within 20 minutes, I mean, I'm in, you know, shorts and a hoodie. That's how I trade, right? I'm like, okay. I put on, you know, clothes and I run down the elevator to the convention. And when I show up at the convention out of nowhere, I see 200 plus people sitting down. And he gave me the mic. And, you know, me seeing all those people for some reason inspired me. It's like, you know, I'm making so much money right now. I have 27 portfolios that I'm currently managing. Those 27 portfolios are making crazy gains. But what am I doing for each and every single person out there? You get me? And that, yeah, you know, I really started thinking about what am I going to do in the future, right, to impact people? Because, you know, when I thought about Corey's story, he helped so few people hit a 7-8 figure mark due to the fact that he was only managing a handful of portfolios. But then I saw the impact he had in a previous organization where he helped people who were no better than you, who's watching me right now, hit a 7-figure income. That's over $1 million a year. And when I saw him do that, you know, it really opened up my eyes. And after speaking that in that convention, 200 plus people, I'm like, you know what? If anyone could do this correctly, it could be me, Corey, and the team he's assembled, right? So there, I made the initiative. I told him, hey, I'm all in. And within the very next day, I was already doing live sessions with him. I was providing results for the team. And I'm super, super happy to be here. All I really want to do here is really go out and impact the world. I am currently studying for my Series 3 to get my futures license to be trading S&P 500 with you guys through the futures, through TD Ameritrade, Schwab. But to tell you guys a little bit about my story, I'm 22 years old. I just turned 22. My goals in life right now have changed dramatically. My goals in life before I met Corey were very single purpose. They were, you know, become a millionaire, have the cars, have the houses, have the materialistic stuff. Right now, my goals have changed dramatically due to the fact that my goals are so different. My goals are to create 1,000 diamonds in the business, right? Said and done, 1,000 diamonds. My organization is going to have 1,000 diamonds. My other goal is to help third world countries dramatically through creating nonprofit organizations. Yeah. Right. I have such, you know, huge goals that back then my goals were to become a millionaire. How is that huge? Right. If you don't become a millionaire by 2025, you're going to be an average person. Think about it. If you do not become a millionaire by 2025, you're going to be just an average individual in modern society. So now my goals are completely different. And essentially, I started trading when I was 17 and a half, going on to 18 years old. I got tricked into the industry. My friend showed me an account. I was in an insurance company where I would sell life insurance and stuff like that. And, you know, I would work so hard to sell a policy. I'm talking about to make $2,000 a month. I would just call people all day. Cold calls. Okay, I'll show up to their house. Since I was 18, they're like, who is this kid trying to sell me, you know, life insurance and investment plans? You know, I got a financial advisor. Why do I need this kid? So to even get a sale was the hardest thing ever. So one of my friends showed me a MetaTrader 4 account with about $7,000 in profit. And I was like, wow, like, you know, you're a high school dropout. I'm a high school dropout. I was probably smarter than you in high school. I could probably achieve this a lot better than you. So I got invited into this university where they did a huge presentation. And when I saw everyone was, you know, profiting off their phones, I'm like, I got to get involved with this industry right away. So the very next day I sign up, I enroll. And then the very next day, me and this individual were out eating food. And I'm like, hey, dude, I forgot my wallet. Can you pay for me? Keep in mind, this was 4.5 years ago. And he's like, dude, I don't have money. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I saw you made $7,000 on your phone. He's like, yeah, that was a demo. That was just like a presentation. And I was like, what is this? So my very first month, I decided to leave that organization. And, you know, this is one of the biggest things you guys are going to encounter, which is so much white noise, so much unnecessary information. And this is what I absolutely love about the courses we've developed here, where we eliminate all that fraud information, all that information that you don't need. And we only provide you the information that you do need. Right. So from there, the very next year, I get off that company. I start learning through YouTube. YouTube was not the best. You know, YouTube, just a bunch of misinformed information where I didn't know what was any better than the previous information. It was a new educator on YouTube, a new strategy every single day, a new strategy about how you could turn $1,000 into $10,000 in the Forex market. And it was all misleading information that never got me anywhere. So in my second year of trading, my parents are like, hey, you're 18 years old now, go get a job, like pay bills. And then I'm like, well, you know, I don't have a high school diploma. I dropped out junior year, never got a GED. School wasn't really for me. It's not that I was a dumb student, it's that I didn't prioritize school as I should have. So I decided to get a job at Amazon. And Amazon, you know, when I got involved with Amazon, I started as a packer. I would grab a water bottle, put it in a box, put it in a conveyor belt, and there it goes. Within a few following weeks, I moved up the ranks fairly quickly due to the fact that the warehouse was so new, it needed to fulfill new positions. So I became a problem solver. From a problem solver, I went into a program developer. From a program developer, that's where it really changed my life, because as a program developer, I worked the night shift. So from 6 p.m. to 12, I would work doing Amazon stuff, logistics and stuff like that. From 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., I would trade the London session every day for a straight year. What I would do was I would tell my manager, hey, I would finish all your work for you. You could go home. Like, you know, you're good to go. So in Amazon, it's really cool. They gave me this really cool computer. It had one screen here, one screen here, one screen here, almost like a trading setup. And every time he would go home, I would have one chart on the Amazon stuff. And then I would have one chart that said Amazon, the Amazon stock. So when everyone walked in, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at Amazon stuff. Look, it says AMZN. And then the other two things were things about trading, just learning, just trying to acquire information. And from there, another year passes by. I get somewhat profitable due to the fact that it's a whole year. I mean, every single day, Monday through Friday, 5 hours. You multiply that times 365. It's crazy the amount of information you obtain. And I decided to leave Amazon due to the fact that I started a community called Pips Nation, where I started it with about 2 people who were 2 former employees of mine in Amazon who just, you know, wanted my information. And 2 people grew up to 10,000. And I decided to leave Amazon because I'm like, I've created an empire. I've created a community. What am I doing working for a corporate, you know, for a corporate place? So I decided to leave Amazon right before they offered me a contract where it was to become a software engineer, entry-level software engineer, where I was going to make 6 figures a year. And to me, that was like, you know, me reaching my goals due to the fact that my goals before were just, you know, what can I do for me? So at that point, you know, it was a big decision. Should I stay in Amazon, accept this position and forget about trading, or should I continue trading? And I decided to take 3 weeks off Amazon. Well, I didn't even take 3 weeks off. I just walked out the front door one day and I didn't come back for 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, I accomplished so much due to the fact that I wasn't stressed with work. I was just on my stuff. And my parents are like, what happened with work? And I'm like, they gave me vacation. Absolute lie, right? And then when I come back to Amazon, I'm like, hi, everyone, you know, I came to resign. And they're like, resign? You got fired 2 weeks ago. You know, you've missed 2 weeks of work. Your, you know, your unpaid hours are off. You're done. So I'm like, great. I mean, love the honesty. Yeah. I mean, they just told me you're done. And I'm like, well, that was easier than I thought. I mean, you know, so from there I walk out and I continue pursuing trading. 6 months later, I get approached by a really good friend of mine about this opportunity with a network marketing organization that had a binary system where you only grow 2 legs. And in the previous organization that I joined 2.5 years ago, right, you would build 3 legs. So I'm like, if you build only 2 legs, I would build my left, I would build my right. Man, this is gold. Like this is, you know, this is liquid gold to me. So I decided to get involved in the organization. Within 72 hours, I hit 3 different ranks. And that same day that I hit the 3 different ranks, Corey Cromray was giving a presentation. And this guy, you know, was sitting in his backyard. His backyard looks like a golf course. That's how big it was. It was absolutely massive. And this guy's talking about he's doing private equity management, you know, trading in TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, top 1% portfolios in the Midwest. And when I heard this information, I'm like, you know, I cursed. I'm like, fuck, this guy is the real deal. So I'm like, I have to do everything in my power to get connected to this guy. So I reached up to my upline. I'm like, how can I connect to this guy? And he's like, if you hit the following rank, I'll connect you. So within 2 days, I hit the following rank, and me and Corey get connected to each other. And, for the first 30 minutes, me and him just connected so well because I'm like, dude, I just want to learn this skill set, because I believe if I learn this skill set, I would never have to worry about another skill set again. I'll be financially independent because I would know how to convert money on a percentage base every single week / month / year. So I asked Corey for mentorship. I'm like, all I want is to learn a little bit about you. I just, I want to pick your brain a little bit. And Corey gave me a few goals. And he's like, hey, I need you to do this in 3 weeks minimum, right? So it was my 5th day in the company, more or less. And within my 4th week, I accomplished everything he gave me. And the very following week, he's like, hey, I'm going to be in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm going to be there about 3 days. If you want, you could come up and see me, right? Within the very same day, I already had my things packed. I was already on the road. At the time, I was driving one of my best cars. It was the Corvette, 100 miles an hour, just going to him for the highway. And when I finally meet Corey in person, he just starts telling me so much information, and in all that information, I pick little things in it. And from there, I just start elevating my trading. 6 months later, me and Corey decide to leave the organization due to the fact that they were doing unethical things. So me and Corey were not going to jeopardize our reputation, our character over a paycheck. And we decide to leave the organization. And from there, me and Corey don't speak for about 4 months, right? After we speak after 4 months, I'm like, dude, I'm making, crazy money, but I don't like who I'm becoming as a person, right? This is actually something very personal, which all of you are about to hear. I'm like, I do not like who I'm becoming as a person. I'm spending $10,000 a week popping bottles at a club. I'm, all the money I'm making, I'm pretty much just spending it on alcohol, impressing other people who I don't even have to impress. What what is going on? You get me? I used to be someone who's just full, focused on his vision. I would not get distracted. He's like, dude, you're going through a phase where you're making so much money at a young age that you just don't care. Right. And this is completely normal because I went through the same phase. And, we had such a serious talk that day. I was just driving and I was going to park somewhere, but for like 1 hour, I just keep driving and we have such a good conversation. And then after that conversation, I got so focused again and I started private equity management. I was actually in private equity management, but I took it even a step further. I decided to expand a lot more. I never told Corey I was in private equity management. It was just a little secret that I was doing. At the time, I had 6 portfolios. And from that day forward, I'm like, I'm going to expand. I'm just going to grow as big as I can. 6 months later, 27 portfolios deep, I ran into an issue where my clients are trying to pay me. I'm like, hey, I need help with this. And he's like, dude, invest into this. Ever since I invested to it, this is how we got to this point where he's like, I need to tell you about this huge opportunity. I decided to build my own empire, affiliate myself with the Young Entrepreneurship Program, and I'm creating the financial vertical to the Yup platform. And I'm like, this is ingenious, man. Finally, you're doing it the correct way. Always in these companies, the companies, like a shooting star. It's up here one day, down here the next. And, with the vision that Corey presents, with how loyal he's always been to me, with the, integrity, it was a no-brainer. From that point forward, I decided to lock arms with him, and here we are today. So like I said, super happy and grateful to be here. Some of my goals with the company, guys, is really to elevate the masses. This is why a lot of you in the call who know me for Lewis, who trades US 30. I've currently switched that up to gold. And the reason why is because it's more suitable for everyone's account. So I'm trying to help out as many people as possible. And like I said, super and happy to be here. Thank you so much, Corey.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Awesome, dude. Guys, to say I'm proud of this guy is an understatement. He's become like a little brother to me. I'm so proud of the man you're becoming, and I'm just so proud that he's here with us because he knows how to get results, and it's crazy. What Lewis didn't tell you is that he grew Pips Nation to like, what is it, 40,000 members that he educates and provides signals to on a daily basis. 40,000, he's grown that platform to, of people that are following this guy in the industry, and has expanded his portfolio management to 27 portfolios professional. I mean, we're talking like famous rappers and music artists and like major player. And guys, he's done all of this. Once again, just like Jamari, he's accomplished all of this under 2 years of my mentorship. 2 years of my mentorship. So This circle, as we're putting this together, the circle wouldn't have been complete without one final piece of the puzzle. And this is a gentleman that I actually met when I just had switched. Why do you know my story? Got started in stock trading about 8 years ago. And after my first year, just over a year, I got introduced to the Forex market. And about 6 months, maybe even almost a year into my Forex trading journey, I had actually just lost a bunch of money in Forex. And I was actually going to quit trading. Like I was kind of done. And then I heard about this guy named Jay Adams, right? Jay Adams, I had this Telegram channel. And I was actually out on the golf course with actually a buddy of mine that's here, Scott Paul. And I'm actually golfing. I start taking signals from this guy. And I make like $6,000, which was 6% on my portfolio in one trade while I'm golfing at the golf course. And I say, hey, listen, I don't know who you are, but I need to talk with you. Needless to say, that was about, six and a half years ago now. Him and I been through so much together. We not only have become best friends, over the last 6 years, but we've always been there for one another. We become like family. He's literally my brother. And as I'm putting this project together, I said this project and this team would not be complete without my brother and partner, Mr. Jay Adams, on the team. Yeah. So this guy, guys, welcome, brother. This guy, guys, is one of the most sought after educators in the entire trading space. In fact, 5 years ago, when I went into private equity management, Jay Adams went into education. Jay Adams was one of the top, trading directors at the largest trading education company in North America and the globe, really. Spoken on stages, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 plus people all around the world on trading. And he is one of the best educators that I know. Like when it comes to teaching this skill, he's good at it, right? He's good at it because he really focused on becoming the best educator he could be, literally the best educator he could be, because he's truly got that servant heart. And while I went off into private equity management, Jay went off into education and built a huge following and reputation for himself. And but Jay and I back in the day, dude, we always had this dream of starting a company together to bring trading to the world. And we actually even went and started that journey a couple of times. I had film crews and started filming courses together. And so when I called Jay and I started talking to him about this, actually is a mutual friend of ours that really kind of connected us and said, what do you think about this? And I said, well, this is absolutely no brainer. I may have picked up the phone within 5 minutes and I called Jay and we started to talk and we had a little bit of a heart to heart. And I said, Jay, I'm putting together one of the best trade teams in the world. And I want to make sure that we do this the right way. And this trade team just won't be complete without you, buddy. And he's like, listen, I'm 100% all in. And we're just so blessed to have this guy. This is kind of Jay's announcement to the world of being here as one of our lead educators here on the Driven team, alongside these powerhouses that you heard from today. And let alone, Robbie and Roger, who couldn't be here. You guys will be hearing from those guys real soon. But Jay, welcome to the team. We're so excited to have you. Tell everybody a little bit about your journey, trading, your history, why you're here, and what you're excited about.
Of course. Well, of course, guys, thanks so much for everybody tuning in.
And just remember the translation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm not just being fast at the talker. I like that. I'll go slow for you guys. So first off, I just want to, really shout out to everybody that's on the call still. And of course, everybody that's in this room right now. I truly believe that there's some divine magic that is happening in this current period in time for this exact company, and that the right faces and the right people with the right hearts are aligning for one purpose, and that's to go and change the world. You hear this cliche kind of saying of, oh, let's change the world, let's go and impact, let's change lives. But then you see a lot of this cookie cutter stuff. You see a lot of unethical practices. You see a lot of things. And like Corey said, I've been in the industry a long time. I've seen the worst, I've seen the bad, and I've also seen the good. You know what I mean? I'm super grateful for my entire journey in this trading / direct sales MLM educational career. But, I got to say, we have always said, even years ago, that if we were to do something, we would absolutely change so many lives because we would do it the right way and we would give them true financial literacy in this entire huge thing. So guys, don't want to take up too much more of your time, but my story kind of begins around, 7 years ago. I was a personal trainer at 21 years old. I went off and exploded in my state of New Jersey. And I always had this passion of helping people. And that's where my kind of passion for helping people aligned with sales came into play. I learned to become very great at, giving people what they wanted. And at that time, a couple years later, I put my money in the wrong places. I was young and, very similar to Lewis. I was going out all the time. And I was just, I was making some, you're young, 21 years old, you're new to the world, you're new to adulthood, and just like, okay. And then 25 years old comes around, and my car that I had a Camaro SS at the time, was way over leveraged, and it got repossessed out of my driveway. And, I had to move back home with mom and dad at 25 years old. At that point in my life, I have an associate's degree. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I never had a desire to go and really work for somebody else. I was always kind of in this mindset of, hey, I grew up in the middle class. I've seen my dad do construction work in the union, where he literally saved away his whole life. And, his retirement and his pension and stuff is barely anything in this day and age with inflation. And then I saw my mom kind of struggling and doing a lot of waitressing at nighttime. And at a very young age, I decided that I didn't want that to be my life. So I always didn't, I went against kind of like the norm of, getting the degree and getting a job and a career. I always wanted to build something for myself. I just didn't know what. So one day I'm dead broke, and my friend invites me to lunch. I'm like, dude, I don't have any money. Are you paying? He's like, I'm paying. I made money from my phone. And this was around 7 years ago. I'm like, wait, you made money from your phone? Like, how is that possible? I want you guys to think about something real quick. If you look up the price of Bitcoin 7 years ago, it's way, 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 way less than it is today. There was not any applications. There was no knowledge. YouTube was barely coming out, and Telegram just started around 7 years ago. That's how fast technology is growing and expanding in this day and age. So 7 years ago, I'm like, you made money from your phone. What is this? The same exact chart that you see. All these guys can pull up the MetaTrader 4. MetaTrader 4 looks the exact same as it did 7 years ago. I saw the same. I saw I saw the application. I was like, cool. What is this? You can buy, you can sell. Cool. Let me try it out. I'd ask mom and dad for $500. I'm like, listen, this is my ticket. Please help me out. I need $500. 1 week later, $500 was gone. I was like, man, what do I say now? I'm applying to jobs. I know I was good at sales. I know I was, good giving people what they wanted. And I got a job doing timeshare. And at this point in time, it's very similar to what Lewis talks about when he was working at Amazon, and he would kind of hide from his management that he was studying trading, because I did the same exact thing when I got into timeshare. And that was kind of my ticket out, because as a timeshare, you're doing real estate, you're doing all of this stuff. But I brought my laptop with me each and every single day, because I made a decision that the only thing that was going to let my dreams, goals, and desires, not only for my life, but for my family's life, for my future family's life, my future kids, the only thing that was going to make my dreams and the lifestyle that I wanted to create for myself and my family was through trading. This is the only industry that I've ever seen people where they're able to go anywhere in the entire world. As long as you have a phone and a Wi-Fi connection or a cellular connection, you can make money from your phone. So I became obsessed. I would bring my laptop to work, and every single downtime that I had, when I wasn't doing a tour in the timeshare world, I went to the back and I was on the laptop. I got yelled at a bunch of times, but was it worth it? Yeah, I would say it was worth it. So rest assured, I started Telegram. Telegram just came out, and I was like, I want to go and help people, because it was never about the money for me. Even at this point in my career, I wasn't making a substantial amount of money. I wanted to go and help people, to show them the same belief and the vision that I had in myself to make trading work. And I started to become consistent. And this is right around the time when we started to meet, around 6.5, 7 years ago, was through that same Telegram channel. We started off with like 10 people. There's 10 people in a small community. And within the next 60 days, that group blew up to over 10,000 people. And I was like, whoa, what is really going on? There's obviously a need for some type of education, and people are becoming more aware about trading. I was blessed at that point in time to have a really good friend of mine, kind of launching this huge project of bringing trading to the masses on a worldwide scale. And, I was one of the beginning educators. I was one of the first educators in this entire direct sales / trading space arena back in 2016. And man, it was a crazy next couple of years. That company.
I actually have to just jump in and say something. The whole concept of copy and paste That was Jay's actual idea. In the very first trading company that launched Signals, Jay was the guy who created that entire product. I remember.
Yeah.
I was a part of the whole
too.
founding stages of the copy and paste. I was there when we put it together.
Yeah. I remember the call. I was actually it's crazy we're in Miami because that same call that led to that first app was actually came about in this city in Miami.
Yeah.
Which is pretty insane. On my birthday, 2016. So
Yeah.
it's pretty wild. You know, that's why I said there's so much magic happening with this company, with Driven. And, you know, rest assured, the company took me worldwide, was able to teach and impact hundreds and hundreds of, I can't even count at this point. I would say maybe upwards of 1 million people have maybe seen my face on the stream or seen one of my courses or, you know, have met me in person, I would say total in the last 7 years combined. So I've been super honored and grateful for my entire career leading up to this moment. And I truly believe that that has shaped and molded me into the individual that was necessary to bring this project to life. I mean, when Corey called, when our mutual friend, you know, brought us together and, you know, through things of our last endeavor and, you know, just hearing things and all these rumors and these lies and stuff that, you know, sadly I believed, but at the end of the day, truth always comes to light. And the truth is here. The truth is that Driven. There is something that is here that is never going to be replicated, even though there's multiple companies in this space. We have always said together, our dream has been to bring true financial education, next level stuff, futures, options. This is the guy right here for that. And obviously you align it with my expertise, Lewis's expertise, Jamari's, and then no one on the crypto side. I mean, and the guys over in Australia, I haven't met yet. I've met Lenny and all the other individuals, but this trading team right here, to run an efficient business, you have to have a trading team that's small. A lot of companies, they expand out. There's too much going on. There's too much academies. There's too many traders. Some of the traders aren't even documented. They're trading demo accounts. Some of the traders, they know somebody for 6 months. And because they know somebody, they're able to be put in the spotlight on the platform. There's a lot of these things that are out there. That's true. I'm always going to be a real person and speak the truth. But, you know, when you have a tight knit, like family like this, you become an unstoppable force.
That's right.
Like he said, you're going to run this like a private equity management like fund on Wall Street. Like they're tight knit, they're close. You know, we're not just going to focus on trading. Us together, our job isn't just to give you all the information that you need. Obviously, that's a huge part. But our job as a team is to become closer with one another too. Because the closer that we become and more family-like that we become, the more strong that we become as a company to go and drive and truly change the world. So that's why I'm at Driven. There's nothing else like it. I can put this executive staff and the advisory board that Corey, that Jimmy has brought together and everybody else, shout out to you guys. We can put them up against anybody and we're going to win 10 times out of 10, 100% guaranteed. So I'm excited to be here, man.
Dude, we're excited to have you, brother. We're excited, man. Give it up. Guys, so I'm actually gonna have Jimmy come back up here with me to close this out. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you, guys. I'm super grateful. Guys, so you know, like I said, you know, you just heard from our team here. You guys will be hearing from Mr. Roger Seiling and Mr. Robert Chazen here real soon as well. Like I said, it would not be complete without mentioning both these guys. You know, Roger's a good friend of Jimmy and I's. He's gonna be joining the team here real soon. And my good buddy, you know, Robert Chazen. A lot of you guys have known Robbie and I to run, you know, some of the most profitable trade rooms that have ever been run just over this last year even. So he's going to be here with us too. Robbie's the former director of institutional securities trading for Morgan Stanley, managed the fifth largest trade desk on Wall Street. Billions of dollars was under his direct management. He was actually in the involvement stages of some of the first crypto funds and also grayscales as well. So, I mean, huge credibility behind some of these guys. And then even Roger, millions and millions of dollars. He actually owns his own prop firm, everything. And we're going to be bringing some cool stuff to you guys on that level as well. And, you know, we talked about Jimmy here in the beginning that we're going to be kicking off this app real soon. By the way, all the traders are going to be fully onboarded into the app today. So we're really excited. And after just a couple more days of testing, when we feel like everything's working really smooth, we'll be making that announcement to release it here. So you guys will get it real soon. We're days away, not weeks, days away from launching version 1 of our app. And obviously you guys know version 2 will be coming out about 30 days later. But in wrapping this up, you know, one of the things I want to share with everybody is, You know, it's been a mission of mine for, you know, since coming back into this industry and really getting passionate about teaching this and bringing this type of movement to the world. I want you guys to think about this for a second. Not only are we here to bring this to the world right now, there's never been a better time for this than right now. Like to have all of this come together at a time such as this, in a time where our economy and our world is in desperate need of something like this. We're at the forefront of one of the biggest economic movements and shifts of wealth that we'll ever see in our lifetime, positioned with the absolute best opportunity, best in class, not first to market with this concept, best in class, okay? And that's the standard that we will always hold in this space. We'll always focus on the results that we can deliver to our people, and we'll always focus on doing the right thing, not taking shortcuts. You know, not racing to the top or getting to the fastest billion, to do everything right every single step of the way. Jimmy and I don't even talk about the numbers that we're going to do this year or next year. We don't have to talk about them because we know as a byproduct of doing the right thing and delivering on what we say we're going to deliver, we already know what the byproduct of that's going to be. Millions of changed lives all across the world. So guys, I just want to say one thing in closing. Without this guy, none of this would be possible. You know, I had this vision for a long time. Jay's had it, you know, Lewis, Jamari, all of these guys, we've had a vision of doing this for a long time. And I'm just going to say right now, it would have been never executed at this level without this man sitting next to me. So I want you guys to give it up for Mr. Jimmy Ezel, the CEO of the Young Entrepreneur Project, for some final closing remarks.
Awesome, man. I tell you what, how exciting has today been, guys, just watching this world-class trading team. And I got to throw it back to Corey. I mean, one of the first things we talked about is like, what's going to make us different? And he said, I'm going to put together the best team in the world. When he said it, I knew what that meant. He was going to go and recruit the best of the best. And now, if you look at the trade team, the ones even not here, all of them together, I mean, it's over. Like you literally, for all of you watching this, you should run to the person that invited you to watch this. You know, there's tons of people that have seen this. You should get all your questions answered, you know, and just join us on this journey, because it's October 13th. In the next 3 months, watch what happens to this movement. 6 months, watch the compound. A year from now, and I say this because my entrepreneurial community, I've been saying that, right, Jared? I've been telling them, watch what happens to this company. Now with Corey partnering up and all these amazing traders and all the leaders, guys, I mean, we're going to go change the world together. And so I want you to get back with whoever invited you, right? Get your questions answered, join this movement, and let's go change the world together, right? And I always want to thank Corey and the rest of these guys. Give it up for them again. You know, it's going to be an amazing, amazing journey. I just want to close with one last thought. You know, folks, I heard this the other day. Someone said, man, Jimmy, it sounds too good to be true, what Yep is doing. And I said, you know what? Those words, those famous words that you hear, has kept a lot of people from actually finding something that is so good to be true.
That's correct.
Because for once in a lifetime, there is a company, right, that is led by true integrity, led by true character, and that will do the right thing. We're doing it every day. You can ask thousands of people that have been on this journey with us for many, many years already. Because the world needs great leadership. Myself, Corey, and all the great traders, all the amazing leaders we have in this company, we're going to go change the world together. We want you to be part of that journey with us, right? So with that, everybody, thank you so much for being on here. Thank you for your time and attention, and we'll see you soon, everybody. God bless. See you soon, everybody.